Racial Discrimination in Hidden Figures movie 2016 by Anggi Prasetia Urbano de Sousa Baptista. Nowadays, racism is an ongoing problem in the world. Most people in the world still discriminate between black and white people. Besides, some people not only hate skin colors but also hate religion, ethnicity, nationality, and also gender. The virtue of definition of discrimination is the focus on behavior. Discrimination differs from racial prejudice or attitude, racial stereotyping or belief, and racism or ideology, which may also be related to racial disadvantage. In the 1960s, racism in Mississippi had one of the greatest racism histories among American and African Americans. White American action had negative impact on subordinate Russian group. White Americans could not do anything to threaten the African American. For example, the bathrooms used by white Americans should not to be used by African Americans. Every human institution in the southern city of the United States organized openly around racial hierarchy. Jim Crow laws make some rules like parks, school, shop enters, courts, cinemas, shop, housing, church, swimming pool, and libraries and even grave are racially separate. White people have better facility and black people have the worst. Statement of the problems are the first, what are the causes of racial discrimination in the form of institutional racism in Hidden Figures movie? And the second is how racial discrimination in the form of institutional racism are reflected in the movie. Institutional racism, also known as systematic racism, is a form of racism the embedded as normal practice within society or an organization. It can lead to such issues discrimination in criminal justice, employment, housing, healthcare, political power, and education, among other issues. Institutional racism describes how institutional structures and processes organize and promote racial inequality. With segregation law, separation occurs not only in place and facilities, but also in gender and education. Many studies also recognize that educational segregation and occupational segregation go hand in hand. Level of segregation should be consistent over time as they are determined by occupation, supposed compatibility with male and female labor market preference. A workplace that is dominated by men is often a hostile work environment for women. Given the limited application of anti-discrimination laws in many blue-collar jobs, by pushing women into low-paying jobs, job segregation separates women's wage and demand by family economy. Occupational and sectoral segregation of employment by gender is remarkably persistent and is a key issue behind perpetuating female disadvantage, such as the gender pay gap in the labor market. Racial segregation in schools continues to be a major concern for education stakeholders. Researchers have documented the long-term benefits in achieving education, income, and health experienced by Black students during the course of the court area. Effect on school segregation, where we find the charter schools have caused a small increase in the school segregation district. Warren delivered the decision alimony in the prominent civil rights case Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas on May 17 in 1954. United States Supreme Court Judge separation of states approach public school in the violation in the 14th Amendment and is therefore unconstitutional. All I'm saying don't play a fool. I don't want to see you get hurt. NASA never gave you a girl's your due. Having another degree won't change that. Civil's right and always civil. Lewis, as Maria's husband, knew that Mary wanted to go to court